Hello, I am BALQIS and I'm the first presenter. So today we are here to delve into transformative policy framework that's reshaping our approach to waste management, the National Solid Waste Management Policy 2016. This policy stands as a beacon in addressing our nation's waste crisis by offering comprehensive solutions to minimize environmental hazards. It's not just about managing waste, it is about safeguarding and our environment and fostering sustainability for future generations. At its core, the policy imperative sustainable waste management practice aligns with global environmental agendas. It is recognized the importance of collaboration among government entities, private sectors, and communities to promote effective waste management strategies. By working together, we can achieve more significant results and build a cleaner, healthier environment for all. One of the key focuses of this policy is waste segregation, recycling, and decentralized management. By encouraging segregation at the source, promoting recycling initiatives, and empowering local communities to manage waste effectively, we are taking proactive steps towards reducing pollution, conserving resources, and improving public health. Moreover, the policy is designed to align with global environmental standards, fostering a circular economy that minimizes waste and maximizes resources. By adhering to these standards, we not only contribute to global sustainability efforts but also set a precedent for responsible waste management practices. So the environmental impact of this policy cannot be overstated by mitigating pollution, conserving resources, and improving public health. We are creating a more sustainable future for ourselves and generations to come. It's not just about managing waste, it is about safeguarding our planet and ensuring a better quality of life for all.
As you can see on the slide, there are 6 objectives under the National Solid Waste Management Policy 2016. The first one is to integrated and cost-effective solid waste management that includes collection and transportation, intermediate treatment, and also disposal. The second one is reduction of household, commercial, industrial, institutional, public, and construction solid waste through 3R: reuse, reduce, and recycle. The third objective is to efficient and cost-effective services through privatization, efficient regulation, and uniform standards. The next objective is selection of technology that has been proven affordable in terms of CapEx and OpEx and environmentally friendly. Next one is ensuring the preservation of the environment and public health. And the last objective is to establishment of legislation and institution for solid waste management.
Malaysia's solid waste strategy ensuring environmental protection. So today we'll delve into Malaysia's solid waste strategy, which is focusing on key action to ensure environmental protection and public health. So our strategy revolves around 4 key actions, which is for the first one is safe closure of unsanitary disposal sites. Second, building landfills. Third, reusing safely closed landfill for various other uses. And the last one is identifying, closing, and preserving illegal facilities. So for the safe closure of unsanitary disposal site, it is implementing engineered barriers such as soil covers and impermeabilizers is crucial for safe closure, as evident by Smith et al.'s 2018 Research Community Engagement per Chen et al. 2022 ensure acceptance financial mechanism like environmental bonds per Johnson et al. 2019 provide resources combining these strategies mitigate environmental risks and protect public health. For example, Sungai Pancing landfill closure. A prime example is the closure of the Sungai Pancing landfill in Pahang, Malaysia. The local government and environmental agencies collaborated to halt operations, implement closure measures, and restore the site's natural habitat. So, for the second one is building landfills. Strategically building landfills involve adherence to engineering standards, community involvement, and sustainable waste management practices. Example include the Negeri Sembilan Integrated Waste Management Facility (IWMF) and the Bukit Taga Sanitary Landfill in Selangor. For the example, the Jeram Sanitary Landfill in Selangor showcases extensive stakeholder involvement, addressing community concern and promoting societal acceptance. So, let's get to the third one. It is reusing safely closed landfill. Repurposing safely closed landfill into green spaces or recreation areas promotes sustainability. Example include the transformation of the Jeram Sanitary Landfill and the Bukit Nanas Landfill site in Kuala Lumpur. So we take for the Bukit Nanas Landfill site. The Bukit Nanas Landfill site in Kuala Lumpur has been converted into a green lung for the city, offering recreation facilities and enhancing public health and well-being. So last but not least, for the identifying and closing illegal facilities, efforts to identify and closing illegal waste facilities are vital. Malaysia's OPS Kuala Lumpur initiative exemplifies systematic risks and enforcement measures to shut down unlawful dump sites. For the example, at the Taman Beringin Rehabilitation, preserving and repurposing closed illegal facilities such as the rehabilitation of the Taman Beringin dump site in Kuala Lumpur showcase Malaysia's commitment to environmentally friendly land use practices. So as a conclusion of the strategy, Malaysia's solid waste strategy employs a multifaceted approach to ensure environmental protection and public health. By implementing this action, Malaysia is working towards a sustainable and resilient future. Together, we can create a cleaner and healthier environment for generations to come.
So as you can see on the slide, the first policy problem is illegal garbage disposal site in Malaysia. Illegal garbage disposal site has emerged as a critical challenge in Malaysia. Pursuit of holistic solid waste management. Despite concerted effort outlined in Objective Number 2 of Waste Management Initiative, the proliferation of these sites persists as a global concern. While commendable progress has been made with the closure of over 2,000 illegal sites, the gravity of the issue remains undiminished. So, for example, the situation that I can give in Malaysia is at Batu 14 in Pekan Kapar Klang. It's really bad. It's said to be the biggest illegal garbage area, not just in Malaysia, but also in Southeast Asia. It covers about 1.2 hectares, which is like 8 football fields. What used to be good land is now covered is a huge pile of garbage. It's not only look bad, but it's also making people sick. Not just that, more than 300,000 people living nearby can feel it. The air smells terrible because all of the garbage. And there are different kind of waste there, like household trash and building materials, making even worse. This is causing serious health problem for the people living there, and something need to be done about it right away. So we move into the next slide. Is a policy problem number 2. The numbers of landfills in operation decreased from 296 to 165 in Malaysia. The numbers of people living in Malaysia is growing fast. This means there's more garbage being produced. Most of this garbage, about 95%, goes to landfills. But even though we need more places to put our trash, the numbers of places we can use is going down. There used to be 296 landfills, but now there are only 165. Having fewer places to put our garbage is causing big problems for how we manage waste in Malaysia. With fewer places to dump garbage, it's hard to handle all the trash we're making. In places where there aren't many landfills left, it's really tough for waste management teams to find new spots to dump trash. This made existing landfills get really full and stressed out. Also, because we can't predict exactly how much trash we will make each day, it's hard to use a few landfills we have efficiently now. Sometimes, when we make more trash than usual, there isn't enough space in the landfills. So waste management teams might have to store trash temporarily or even dump it illegally, which is really bad for the environment and our health. We're moving to the next slide. The policy problem number 3 is the problem of limited allocation. So this poses considerable challenges in implementing effective strategy. Financial limitation exacerbates existing garbage problem, underscoring the urgent need for action. So insufficient fund, limited allocation hinder the construction and maintenance of essential waste management infrastructure. For example, in Malaysia, Pulau Pangkor faces difficulties in waste management due to inadequate disposal facility. The lack of financial resources prevent the establishment of new landfill sites or the improvement of existing new ones. Consequently, garbage accumulate in unsuitable location, posing environmental and health risks to both the ecosystem and residents. So as you can see on the slide, it's talk about Act 672. The incomplete adoption of Act 672 in Malaysia poses major challenges for waste management. This legislation is crucial for regulating waste disposal and environmental protection. However, its partial adoption across Malaysian states leads to inconsistency, causing confusion and legal ambiguity. So next, initially, only 7 states, including Johor and Negeri Sembilan, fully adopted Act 672. By 2034, there are 2 more states considering it, but progress remains slow, resulting in disparities in waste management practices and regulation. For example, while Johor and Negeri Sembilan embraced Act 672 in 2019, states like Selangor and Penang were still undecided, leading to inconsistent regulation and enforcement. So this lack of uniform adoption confuses the public about their waste management responsibility, hindering community awareness, proper waste disposal practice. In states where Act 672 isn't adopted, residents may be unsure of proper procedure, causing environmental and health issue. Uniform adoption of Act 672 is very important, essential for effective waste management and environmental sustainability in Malaysia.
Range of National Solid Waste Management Policy 2016. Firstly, addressing key issue, the National Solid Waste Management Policy 2016 address waste reduction, recycling and proper disposal. Developing countries face increasing waste due to population growth. The policy focus on waste reduction at its source, example by Malaysian No Plastic Bag campaign. Recycling initiative like the Waste to Wealth program salvage material for production cycle. Per disposal, including landfill management like Bukit Tagar Sanitary Landfill, ensure environmental and public health. Is comprehensive framework. The strength of National Solid Waste Management Policy lies in its comprehensive framework for sustainable waste management. It integrates public awareness, infrastructure development, and regulatory measures. Environmental awareness program like the 3R campaigns educate the public on sustainable practice. Infrastructure investments such as integrated waste management facility like Taman Beringin in Kuala Lumpur enhance garbage handling and recycling. Law enforcement ensure the adherence to waste management guidelines, reinforcing the policy effectiveness. Last but not least, strength of National Solid Waste Management Policy is implementation and enforcement. The effectiveness of sustainable waste management depends on implementation and enforcement at national, regional and local level. Policies are crucially executed by local authorities as seen with initiatives like the Penang Green Council, which boosts recycling rate and garbage handling. However, challenge persists in areas with weaker enforcement. Government involvement of the private sector, including the construction of integrated waste treatment facilities, hold major potential for improving waste management practice.
Despite the success in implementing this policy, some weaknesses persist until now. One of the weaknesses that hinder the success of this policy is the problem of illegal waste disposal sites that still exist. According to the Harian Metro newspaper, the state government has detected more than 100 illegal waste disposal areas in Selangor this year. This happened because of the attitude of a few irresponsible premises operators who have used the services of contractors that not registered with the local authority. This is because the cost required to pay solid waste management from legal management companies are quite high. In addition, not enough legal landfill sites are also the cause of this problem. This may be caused by the government's constraint to obtain a suitable area to be used as a landfill site. The second weakness is the attitude of some communities who lack awareness and insufficient infrastructure. Although various campaigns are actively implemented to ensure that the public has enough information about solid waste management, there are still a few parties who still take these issues for granted. Furthermore, they may feel that this is entirely the responsibility of local authorities. In addition, the business of work is an obstacle for them to get enough information related to solid waste disposal. This is because they do not have enough time to follow any programs or awareness campaign organized by the government and NGOs. Other than that, the lack of recycling centers and limited provision of recycling bins can make it difficult for individuals to deliver recyclable materials, and this can reduce their interest in practicing recycling. Lastly, there are still violations of the law related to solid waste in this country. Mistakes related to the disposal of solid waste are still widely committed until now, and it can be illustrated that the law is not sufficient. This may also be due to the penalties imposed in some cases being too light for some parties, especially for large companies. Among the offences that are often committed by individuals and companies are dumping solid waste in illegal location and open burning of solid waste. In addition, the implemented laws do not guarantee effectiveness if human resources are insufficient. This is because it will have a negative impact on the work of monitoring and inspection at the waste disposal site, which cannot be carried out continuously and effectively.
Among the recommendations that can be made is add and repair recycling infrastructure that is easily to access, especially in residential areas and manufacturing industry. We can see the problem of this policy is because of the existence of more than 100 illegal waste disposal sites, which often occur due to disposal of solid waste from related companies. With the addition of recycling infrastructure that easy to access to everyone, it can reduce the problem of solid waste in illegal disposal areas and directly raise awareness among their community. The quantity of solid waste sent to landfills can be reduced and help reduce pollution associated with waste disposal. For example, the addition of recycling center in shopping center can help control the disposal of solid waste. This center provides a centralized location for process of recyclable materials that is easily accessed for people who come to the mall. This helps reduce waste sent to landfill and encourage the reuse of valuable resources. Most supermarkets that provide recycling centers are in large urban areas where the number is also less encouraging. Therefore, the authority should increase recycling infrastructure so that the solid waste disposal management process can be carried out better. Next, for the second recommendation is active in effort to increase community awareness and knowledge about the importance of recycling as well as way to properly manage solid waste. Among the efforts such as organized education and public awareness program, at the community, school level, institution, such as exhibition or interactive activity that involve the community directly. Another effort is by conducting campaign at the workplace, such as the 3R practice campaign, with the involvement between staff, such as creating a recycling or a solid waste management committee at the workplace is a very excellent step to foster awareness and responsible practice among the staff. Among the measures that can be done by providing sufficient recycling facilities at work, such as recycling bins and providing clear guidance on what can and cannot be recycled. Then, collaboration with stakeholders such as government bodies, environmental organizations, local industry, and others need to be intensified to increase awareness of solid waste management in our country. For example, connect with local media to spread recycling-related message through local newspaper, radio station, or local news website. Last recommendation is by promote good governance in terms of resources and legislation. Promoting good governance from the aspect of personnel resources is important to ensure that the objective can be achieved. Relevant personnel should know the scope of work that have been set and understand each procedure that is to be carried out. Furthermore, superiors should continuously monitor the performance and practice of solid waste management by making the necessary additions based on feedback and result from staff to ensure the effectiveness of solid waste management initiative runs smoothly. Not only that, from the aspect of the legal system is by implementing regulation that require industries and companies to separate and recycle at least 80% of the goods they produce. For example, in Germany, companies producing boxed drink are required to recycle used drink box to reduce the disposal of solid waste from the company, which will result in an increase in the country's solid waste. The government can consider the regulation carried out to reduce the disposal of solid waste where it can directly achieve the objective of the National Solid Waste Management Policy.
We draw to the conclusion of our discussion on the National Solid Waste Management Policy 2016. It is imperative to reflect on the strides we have made and the challenges that lie ahead. This policy, crafted with foresight and commitment, aims to address the pressing issues of solid waste management plaguing our nation. It set forth comprehensive strategies to minimize waste generation, promote recycling and composting, and ensure the proper disposal of waste. Over the years, we have witnessed tangible progress. Communities have embraced recycling initiatives, waste-to-energy technologies have gained momentum, and public awareness about waste reduction has surged. These are victories we can celebrate. However, our journey is far from over. We continue to grapple with issues of inadequate infrastructure, lack of enforcement, and the persistent management of plastic pollution. To truly realize the vision of sustainable future, we must redouble our efforts. As we move forward, let us remember that the success of this policy hinges not just on governmental action but on the collective responsibility of every citizen. Each one of us must commit to reducing, reusing, and recycling and hold ourselves and others accountable for our waste.